What's goody? It's your girl Fleurette, and I'm back here again with another video, as you can see. So this video is really a video to sort of bid farewell. I mean, I'm literally recording this on the 31st of December 2021. So this is a video just bidding farewell to 2021, and it's BS, okay, and it's nonsense, and some of the lessons that we have learned, you know. So this video is just a video of me summarizing some of the lessons I've learned when it comes to life and friendships and relationships and things like that in 2021, things that I would like to take forward in 2022 and beyond, and things that are gonna stay in 2021 and they are not crossing over with me in the name of the Lord. So continue watching this video. We're gonna start with friends. So I literally have like a little notepad, and I've written down some bullet points of some of the, you know, like things that I will be taking forward with me into 2022, and the lessons that I have learned in 2022 that I feel like will definitely benefit me in the future as well. So here we go. So one of the first things I've put down is friendship. Okay, I've learned a lot in this year when it pertains to friendship, because some friendships that I thought were solid, where, you know, that's my sis, that's my family, you know, they never go nowhere, I'm never going anywhere, we're sticking through this forever. You know, it's crazy because it's like December 31st and we ain't even talking no more, you understand? One of the major things that I have learned, and I have now implemented in my life, and I will continue to implement in my life as it pertains to friendships, is, you know what, it's okay to let go of friendships. It's okay to let go of a friend that you don't feel like you're benefiting from their friendship, because a friendship should be something that is mutually beneficial. Like, if I'm there for you, you're there for me. If I show up for you, you show up for me. You know, like, I'm kind to you, you're kind to me. And I'm not saying friendships are perfect. There's no relationship in this world is perfect. Okay, even the relationship you have with yourself is not perfect. And I wasn't really looking for perfection. But you have to analyze some of your friendships. And one of the things that I learned this year as it pertains to friendship is that I tolerate a lot from female friends. You know, a lot. Like, I take a lot in from female friends, and a lot more than I would take from a man, you know, in a relationship. Some of the things that I have taken from, that I have accepted in friendships with other women, I would never even tolerate 10% of it from a man, like, ever. You know, like a friend who never checks up on you, a friend who doesn't care what's going on in your life, a friend who just, you know, the only time they holler at you is because they need something from you, you know. I've learned a lot in this year when it pertains to friendship, and I have come to a place where I'm okay with walking away from friendships that are not serving me anymore. And I would encourage any woman out there, it's like, analyze some of these female friends that you have. Some of us are collecting friends like we're collecting stamps. You know, we're collecting all these women, and we're all like, oh, that's my girl, that's my friend, that's my sis, da, 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 da. But really and truly, when you analyze that friendship, is it a real friendship? Are you really benefiting from that person's friendship? Or is it that every time that they need you, you show up, but every time you need them, they're absent, they're too busy, you know, or their cat died, or they weren't feeling well? Is it that you always check on them to see how they're doing, how their family's doing, but they've never once checked on you to see if your mom is still alive? You understand? Even things like that. For me to be able to check on someone and, you know, be like, how's your mom, how's your family, boom, you know, checking on you, but then you've never ever once even sent me a text message to say, hey, is your mom good? Like, you know, you have to analyze that. And I've had, they're no longer in my life. Somehow they will find out, because I'm not even going to sit down and have a conversation with them to be like, I don't feel like this friendship is serving me. You're just going to find out we're no longer friends, okay? That's how I'm moving, because that's how I would do to a guy. Like, if a guy was to mistreat me or treat me in a way that I just didn't like, or I felt it was disrespectful, I'm not going to call him and be like, I felt like how you treated me was disrespectful. I'll be like, you're blocked. Next time you call me, your number ain't coming through. You're gonna have to call me on private, then you're gonna talk crap, and then I'm gonna lock you off, and that's that. So I'm moving like that with these women now. I'm gonna treat women like I treat, you know, useless men. I'm gonna treat them exactly the same. So my advice to anyone who's in those type of dead-end friendships, and you've been there for 15 years, 16 years, 20 years in those dead-end friendships, let them go, sis, okay? You know what? You don't even know. You might meet your greatest friend, your bestest friend when you're like 45. People sometimes think that, oh, whoever I've met by the time I'm 25 or by the time I'm 30, those are the permanent fixtures in my life. That's not guaranteed, okay? That's not guaranteed. You can meet the greatest friend you would ever meet in your entire life when you're 50. Like, be open to other friendships, be open to new opportunities, be open to meeting people, and, you know, and giving them a chance in you know, coming into your life. Do not be jaded. Don't let these failed friendships become something that you think, oh, all women are this. You know, you get some women that say, I ain't friends with women because women are this and they bitchy and they, it's like, listen, there's no way you're gonna go in the world whereby you're not gonna meet those kind of people. That's, it's just what it is. But don't let failed friendships make you become jaded. Still have the hope and know that as you believe that you're a good person and a good friend, there are people out there who are good people and good friends. There's a great quote by Dr. Miles Monroe in one of his teachings when I was listening to one of his teachings, and he said, for you to have good friends, you must be a good friend, okay? So, and that doesn't mean you're not going to come across some snakes, but you know what I mean? It's good to be good. Okay, never tire of being good. Even the scripture tells us that, like, don't ever get tired of being good, even when people are not good to you. But because you're good to them, there is greater reward in it for you anyways. So that's that. Friendships that are not serving you, that you are not benefiting from, they don't care about you, you feel left out, you feel left behind, let go of them friendships, sis. Relationships. To be honest, relationships, this one is going to be quite short because ain't nothing happening in 2021, honey. But one of the things that I really learned in 2021 as it pertains to relationships is you have to really know what you want. And this sounds so cliche because we've heard it so many times before. We've seen it written so many times before. We've read it in the books, you know, like I got some dating books back there. So I've read it so many times before. But you know, when it really hits your spirit, that's when you really understand what the person is talking about. When that word just hits your spirit and it's speaking to your spirit instead of speaking to your mind. That you must know what you want. That, like, what do you want, okay? And I'm not talking about superficial things like he needs to be 6'3", and if you meet a guy that's 6'1", it's like, nah, he's 6'1", I want a 6'3". Those things are very trivial. Like a 6'3" guy and a 6'1" guy, they're both tall. Okay, like let's just be frank. Okay, but I'm talking about character. Okay, what kind of character are you looking for in a person? And I've really had to sit down and be like, okay, this is what I really admire in a man. Like a man who's gentle, who's kind, who's generous, who's family orientated, who is a Christian, a believer, who reads the word, who can teach me the word. You know what I mean? I look back and I'm like, these people that I've dated in the past don't even meet those criteria, because deep down that's really what I want. But I was thinking to myself, oh, one day he will become that. It's like, listen, sis, leave that out. Okay, leave that out. We're not here to build a man. This ain't the build a man factory, okay? Know what you want in a relationship. And that sometimes means you're going to be single for a bit. Okay, you're going to be single for a bit, but really and truly, and people might say, oh, you know, oh, because you women don't want to settle. When I'm talking about settle, yeah? Settling for me is not being with a guy that's 5'8" instead of being with a guy who's 6 foot. Or being with a guy that earns 70k a year instead of a guy who earns 200k a year. Settling for me would be being with a man who's not even of the same religious belief as me. That would be settling. Being with a man who doesn't want kids and I want kids. To me, that's settling. Because those are fundamentals. Okay, I can't settle on the fundamentals. If we're not on the same playing field when it comes to family, location, and religious beliefs, there's no point. There's no point. Okay, because, and I'm not saying that I'm a perfect Christian, but my Christianity, it's all aspects of my life. I like to include my Christian life. You know, it's a lifestyle. And that's not to say I make the good decisions every single time. That's why you need the grace of God. But I would not want to be with a man who doesn't even believe in Christ, who doesn't pray, who doesn't read his Bible, don't know nothing about nothing. Okay, because you get some Christians out here that are just Christian on paper. Okay, I wouldn't want that. So that would be, for me, would be settling. I'm settling for a man that is spiritually we're not even on the same page. That's settling. Okay, settling for a man who doesn't want kids when I know deep down I want kids. That's settling. to me, settling is not, oh, well, I'm gonna just, you know, be with this guy and he earns 70k a year instead of being with a guy who earns 200k a year. 200k a year don't make a man. You'd be surprised. You could date a man who makes $1 million a year, 20 million a year, and he could be the stingiest person in the world. And you can meet a guy who earns 40k a year and he's the most generous person. Okay, and generosity is not really in the amount of things they give you, it's the fact that it's in the willingness to give it to you. Do you understand? If that hits your spirit, you receive that. This is the third one. The third one will be work. With this, you know, I'm still getting to grips with it as well, is like your work-life balance is so important. And one of the things I've now realized is being unhappy at work makes me an unhappy person and makes me unpleasant with people. Like, I've now made up my mind in that I need to pursue my dreams. I need to pursue those daydreams I have, those visions I have, and the things that I desire, and things like I need to pursue them for the sake of my mental health, for the sake of my joy and my happiness. You know, I saw a TikTok today, just crazy to be quoting a TikTok, but I saw a TikTok today where the man, this Namibian guy was talking about, you know, he does all these like English pronunciations and stuff, and he was saying, you know, in life there are two pains. Okay, the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. You have to choose which pain. You're going to have one or the other. Do you want to live with the pain of regret, or do you want to live with the pain of discipline? But at the end, you get what you wanted. And that really hit me in my spirit this morning. Can you imagine? Sometimes the Lord be speaking to you through anything. And it hit me so hard that I'm like, yeah, the reason why I'm not where I want to be is because I refuse to go through the pains of discipline. But then what's happening is I'm slowly getting the pains of regret. And that's an even worse pain. I'd rather have the pains of discipline. Because the pain of discipline is for a moment. You know what I mean? But the pain of regret is forever. Until you die. You know what I mean? So, do what you love. Whatever it is. If you love teaching, you love cleaning, you love whatever it is. Everybody has different passions and everybody has different things in life that you are passionate about. Do what you love. And if you're not there, like me, you're not there, start making plans. Start taking those steps. Crawl if you have to, because your mental health, your physical health as well. I feel like even because your mental affects your physical. It depends on it, how you feel about yourself, how you look at the world. You know, I started to realize the job that I have, you know, I'm grateful for work and I'm grateful that I'm able to provide for myself, you know, by the grace of God. But I started to realize that I don't like my job so much because that's not where I'm meant to be. Like, I'm meant to be somewhere else. I'm meant to be fulfilling my purpose, my destiny. And because I'm not doing that and I'm just staying here and I'm hella comfortable and whatnot, you know, and it's not even like the money is sweet like that, honey. The money ain't sweet like that, you know. It's But I'm staying here and I'm comfortable, and I've realized that I'm living in fear. I'm fearful of failure, you know. That's one of the things I've also realized, is that I'm so fearful of failure that I refuse to try. You know, I was working with my personal trainer some months ago, and he was telling me, I don't know what he was trying to tell me to do, and I was too scared to do it. And he was like, you're not going to know if you could do it if you don't do it. And I said, honestly, I'm so scared of trying. I'd rather live knowing if I could do it. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I discovered that I have a fear of trying. And I like to think of myself as a very bold person, as a very, like, I'm going to get it. But it really hit me this year that I'm like, the reason why you ain't tried it is because you're scared of trying it. Because you're scared you're going to fail and fall flat on your face. You know, but when you fall down, but we get up, okay? So that's lesson number 3 that I've learned when it comes to work. Like, go for it. I'm even speaking to myself. Go for it. That was 3rd, right? Yeah. So the number 4 is body. Okay, she wants to look cute. Okay, she wants to look sweet. Boy. I want to look in the mirror when I'm just in my room by myself and look in the mirror and be like, nah, fine girl, oh. Look at this fine girl. I want to look in the mirror and think, she is cute, honey. Look at her legs. Look at her wonderfully, fearfully made in God's image and likeness. Because over the summer, straight up, you know, with everything that's been going on, you know, all of us have been overeating and we've been less active, especially with the lockdown. We were in lockdown all the way until May over here in the UK. So, you know, we was eating all types of things and we were just gobbling things. I'll go to work, maybe working from home. You know, some days I was working from home, some days I was going into the office. But then it was like, I'm just chilling. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't walking nowhere. I'm just catching bus. You know, and whatnot. And I gained so much weight. And I remember one time I was like sleeping and I woke myself up because I was snoring. You ever snore like that? And I don't snore. And I was like, who is that? It's me. And then like I was trying to get out of bed and I was like just breathing mad heavy. And I just sat down and I was like, like, I mean, I've always been a quite curvy girl anyways, but like, I was like, sis, it's getting out of hand. Them clothes are feeling tight, everything's feeling tight. Do you know when you've gained so much weight that when you wear your pajamas are tight? I was there. I was like, even my pajamas are tight. I can't even sleep with my pajamas on because they're so tight. It's uncomfortable. Like them shorts were digging into my waist and my thighs and stuff. I was like, I ain't take these off. I ain't take these off. So, and also, not only just that, you know, when I think about, this is going to be in part with relationships as well. Okay. When I think about visually, you know, the kind of man that I'm attracted to, you know what I mean? Like a gorgeous guy who takes care of himself. I mean, he don't have to be built like an athlete, but he has to be fit, you know, no pot belly guy, none of that. Moisturized, you know, beard guy, smells good, dresses good, and all that kind of stuff. And I thought to myself, if he's like that, what would he be attracted to you over there snoring? Because your air passage is blocked. Is he gonna be into you and you're out here coming out of bed like and you're tight and you're tight pajamas? Is he? Because if you think about it, a man who's into his fitness will probably want a woman that's also into her fitness. You know what I mean? He's not expecting perfection from you either, but he's expecting you to also at least be trying. And I'm not a big fan of this person. I'm really not. But I do believe some of the things that he says are correct, which is Mr. Kevin Samuels. You know, some of the things he says, his delivery is very harsh, and that's what really hurts people's feelings. But one of the things he said was, you know, when he says, like, why would a man like that you want you? Do you know what I mean? And I remember having this conversation with my mom, and I said to my mom, like, you know, like, if I want a man that, you know, looks a certain way and has certain things and has achieved certain things and whatnot, like, what about me would be attracted to him? You know? And I remember my mom saying, oh, no matter what, if the Lord said it's for you, then he's for you, you know? And in that moment I realized, yeah, we've been receiving wrong advice. Okay, love to my mom and everything, but that's wrong advice. Because when you read the book of Esther, okay, Esther molded herself into what the king wanted. Okay, the reason why Esther was chosen, okay, it wasn't because Esther was the fairest in the land, because, you know, there were some baddies there as well. There was some Egyptian things, you know what I'm saying, some African things there with body. The reason why Esther was chosen, if you read the book of Esther, is because she went and she spoke to, was it the king's servant, and he told her, this is what the king likes. He likes these colors. He likes this kind of eyeshadow. He likes this kind of hairstyle. He likes you to dress like this. He don't like you to be this shape or this and that. You know, maybe a certain weight or something like that. And Esther molded herself into what the king wanted and what the king found attractive. That's why Esther was chosen. That's in the Bible. So when you get these Christian girls that be like, oh, whatever the Lord said is for you, sis, he just gonna like you. And it's like, listen, even God himself, like, you have to put in some work into it as well, okay? Because if the Lord said, yes, this is who you're gonna be with, but you're out here looking toe up from the floor up, that person isn't just going to be attracted to you because the Lord said so. You know, there are still things that you have to do as a person. And that's when I realized, I was like, yeah, some of this advice we've been receiving from these older girls in the Christian world, yeah, it's not even biblical. Because even in the Bible, Esther molded herself to be what the king wanted. So one of the things I've been working on is my body. Is, you know, she's trying to work out, you know what I'm saying, trying to lose a little weight and that. and you know, be better. And also I feel better. You know, I've lost some weight, but there's still a lot more weight to lose, but I feel better. I sleep better. You know, it's nice when you sleep and your belly ain't hanging on the side. You know what I'm saying? You're sleeping in this, you feel me? It's lovely. And also, not only that, you want to present yourself in the best possible light. You could have the most amazing personality, but if it's packaged wrong, honey, we ain't buying it. You understand? And I'm a big sucker for packaging. A whole bunch of stuff I have in my room, things that I buy it because of the packaging. There are certain perfumes I would never buy because the bottle looks ugly, and I don't care if it's the nicest perfume in the world. Like, I'm like, this bottle is so tacky, I would never buy it, because you can't be sitting in my room and you just look like that. It's just no way. So you can have the best personality, which I honestly believe in, working on your personality and the things that you know you need to work on. Maybe you need to be a bit more nicer, kinder, you know, maybe you need to be more interesting. Like, go and explore those interests that you have. If you're into jazz music, if you're into Korean films like I am, if you're into all these things, like, go explore them. And that's what makes you interesting. So that is the end of my video. Really, to summarize it, if we go back again, let's summarize it. Quick summary. Friendships. Any friendship that you are not benefiting from, let it go, honey. Cut it off like split ends. Let it go. Just let that go. Relationships. Have your standards. Okay, and I'm talking about real standards, like the character of the person. Stop looking at what he's wearing, okay? If he doesn't wear Jordans, we can buy him some Jordans, okay? But if he is a man who's a bad communicator, or he's a man who is selfish, you can't buy that in the store, okay? You just cannot, okay? Work. Find the work. Find your purpose. Find that love that you have. And this is speaking to myself. Fleurette, find that love, your purpose, and find it and pursue it with all your might, all your strength. You know, do it. And lastly, body. Work on your body. And I'm not talking about going to Dominican Republic to go get a BBL. Don't be risking your life and them things there. I get it, sometimes we do need a little bit of surgery here and there, a little nip and tuck, and I'm not even against that. But what you can do, go ahead and do it. You run on that treadmill 30 minutes every day. You go ahead and take that hike and walk and you know, eat that salad. You know, some black people, we don't like to eat salad. Oh, that's rabbit food. You need to eat like a rabbit. Rabbits are actually quite strong animals, but that's another story. But go ahead and work on yourself, and when you start to see the results, you feel so good and you feel so accomplished, and it really helps with your mental health, and it helps to how you feel about yourself. And when you feel good, you treat people good. You know what I mean? You treat people good. One of the other great lessons I learned, but is more with like Christian life, is you know, like in the scriptures where it says, you know, love thyself, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. You know, one of the great revelations I had this year was the key to loving yourself is to realizing how God loves you, how much he loves you. Like, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. When you understand how loved you are by the Most High, it helps you to love yourself. And then when you love yourself, truly love yourself, you are then able to love others like you love yourself. The key to loving yourself is to realize how much you are loved by God. That was a revelation I got in 2021, honey, and I've been a Christian my whole life. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Obviously 2022, we're going hard, we're going all the way, baby. And tune in every single Monday for an insightful conversation like this. And hopefully this year I'll be able to bring some friends along who can talk about their lives when it comes to dating, relationship, work, and all that kind of stuff. And I hope that you subscribe and like my video. Until then, may you have a great new year, prosperous, blessed on every side. Okay, amen. Peace.